outfield.
Cool.
Pirates show up on the field.
Yeah,
strike. This is a movie that most sports fans can relate to with their team sucking.
Go Padres.
Think we see a little Shohei betting on the game right there. I'm not sure we can blame him.
Asshole. He catches it, but he died. And then he's like, ah.
Welcome to List. This show we pluck a name out of our all-time movie watch list, watch it, and review it for your viewing pleasure. Today, we have a Make-A-Wish kid as a guest. Please help me welcome Reno. Hey!
What's up?
Now, this is actually my baby brother, and he's here to help me scratch off a name off the list. The movie we're scratching off the list today is a 1994 Angels in the Outfield. When a boy prays for a chance to have a family, if the California Angels win the pennant, angels are assigned to make that possible. It's kind of cool that Rando's making his list debut with this one, because this was a movie that was on our very limited movie rotation when we were kids. We had a handful of movies we had as VHS, and I didn't realize until I was doing this that we had 3 baseball movies.
We had 3.
With Sandlot, we did the Sandlot, which I've done this one, and I'm not going to reveal the other one. You guys have to comment down below what you guys think is the childhood baseball movie, and if you get it right, I'll pin the comment. Do you remember?
No, I only remember those 2. Oh, yeah.
That's the other one. So I have not seen it since I've been a grown-ass man-child.
I saw it last year, watched it. I was amazed on the stuff that I didn't know when I was a kid.
That's what's fun, that when you watch it as a kid and then you watch it now, you start to catch things, and we're going to get into a lot of things that were really heavy that it didn't even cross my mind. But there's so much nostalgia wrapped around this movie. I love it. I don't know how you feel about it.
That's the thing. Look at it now. I think I loved it more when I was a kid.
Of course.
Because of, I'm not paying attention to the trauma, I guess. You know? It's I'm just like, oh, baseball. Bats, great.
I still love it.
No, I'm saying I like it, but it's I think the nostalgia and me being a little kid thing is what makes me love it.
It's really, really tough for me for this case, because it's like an old song, that you just love it, and there's so many feelings that comes up with the nostalgia of it, and it's a weird one to have. Everybody else has cool ones like Back to the Future, basically. All the other movies I talk shit about sometimes. This is mine, so feel free to give me my medicine back down in the comments and say how shitty this movie is, but we love it, man.
This is the first one where I realized as an adult that it's not that great.
You don't think it's great? I still think it's great.
For me, it's a good movie, but it's mostly because of the nostalgia. So if you tell some 20-year-old that never watched it, watch it, I don't think he's gonna like it.
They don't make movies like this anymore, where the premise is wild. If you go to a movie studio now and say okay, so there's this kid and he prays that angels help out the baseball team.
Right.
They're going to be like, no, where's the coolness of it, right? But back in the 90s, we believe everything. Movies used to be way wilder and wilder. You buy everything that's being sold to you. So much so that I didn't know this thing was a remake right now.
It's a remake.
Seaway. There was one that came out in 1951 where the team was actually the Pittsburgh Pirates. There was no kid, but the manager of the team is the one that actually is praying for the stuff.
So instead of angels, they're pirates.
Instead of the team.
Oh, well, I know. How would the angels make sense to the pirate team?
I don't know, because the California Angels wasn't a team back then.
No, I know, but is the same thing?
Pirates show up on the
Estaría perro. That'd be cool.
Pirates show up on the field.
Yeah,
okay, strike.
But they're but they're the angels. Nobody can see them though. That'd be cool.
Nobody can see pirates.
No, you know.
I guess I'm doing what I said young kids would do with your idea. I gotta say, yeah. It was a remake. The team was the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Is it exactly the same thing where angels
it kind of, yes. Then it come in and help. There was actually 2 Angels in the Blank sequels. There was one Angels in the End Zone, which I don't remember watching, and the sequel to this, Angels in the Infield, which was a straight to Disney Channel movie. We appreciate actors now as grown-ass men, and this movie is stacked. Danny Glover, Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd, Matthew McConaughey, Neil McDonough, Adrian Brody, Dermot Mulroney, a child Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and of course, last but not least, the pigeon lady from Home Alone Dose. This is McConaughey's only Disney film, and it was very early in his career. The only thing he had noticeable prior to this was Dazed and Confused. I'm not saying that this launched his career by any means, but the same goes for a young Adrian Brody. This was also relatively early in his career, and they both went on to win Oscars, so that's pretty cool. This is a movie that most sports fans can relate to, with their team sucking.
Go Padres.
So in honor of opening day, let's actually take a deep dive into Angels and the Outfit. We'll start off with the piece of shit dad, Dermot Mulroney.
Asshole.
He is an asshole. He's, well, as an adult, you understand too, he's not ready to be a dad anyway.
But when I was a kid, I was like, that's a cool bike. You know what I mean?
As a cool guy, he flicked the cigarette really far.
Cool guy, not even knowing he was actually leaving the kid.
He traded in the van where he could actually drive his kid around the country with him for a bike. Good job. So we get a little insight into Roger's life. He's in an orphanage, kind of. Then we fast forward to the dickhead announcer. I didn't understand what his deal was back as a kid. He was always there, just cagando el palo. But now I realize he was actually the former manager of the team. That's one of the many problems he has with the team. So like, it never makes sense why you have an asshole announcer announcing for the team and rooting against them. But he gets his at the end of the movie.
Don't they say in the movie too that he was like the pitcher, or he ran?
The fight between him and the skipper played by Danny Glover, that he slid into home with his spikes up, which it's usually
intentional normally and to injure the player. So
correct. So that's a little bit more insight as to why he's over here cagando el palo. California Angels team is so messed up. There's so much dysfunction in the team. The pitcher and Skip start fighting. But I did like when they end of the game, they come back and they start hitting the pole. That's like one little thing that a lot of sports teams do. There's a ritual. There's a something ritualistic about something so simple as hitting the pole.
A lot of superstitions normally do.
In sports, yeah, if you're winning. So the joke is made, we should do this before the game, not after if we're losing.
Why do you idiots do that after we've lost?
It's for good luck, man.
After 15 straight losses, I said we'd find something else to rub.
Rock Triscuit's head. Hey, don't even think about touching me anywhere.
Fatty Bez.
You know, maybe we should do this before we lose.
When there's a team, you want to care about the team. You got this guy and that guy. And most sports movies, they do a good job in establishing that. Here, they did a good job of giving us a peek of each guy, but it was never really about any other guy. In my head, I thought Tony Danza was like a huge part, like the pitcher was a huge part of the movie. You get a little bit of backstory of him here and there, but they don't shine a light on anybody except for the manager and the kids. Danny Glover is actually really great. I didn't realize how good of acting job he did here. Again, it could be nostalgia. Yell at me in the comments. But he accepted the role because he had a teenage daughter and he wanted to do more family roles to go see movies with her, because he had only done rated R stuff, of course, coming hot off of Lethal Weapon at this time.
I thought the game started at 1.
It does start at 1, and you're a jackass!
No, I'm a pitcher.
Pendejo, güey.
You don't see those in movies no more either, right?
Super dumbass.
Yeah, because now what you got, especially with like, I don't want to say it, well, whatever, Marvel movies, you got everybody's like the funny guy now.
Yeah.
You never get like the wacky dummy.
And it's funny, and he knows it too. So it's like, it was fun to, it was cool to laugh at that. After Roger goes to the game on top of the tree, he prays to the Angels, to God, that he wants the Angels to win the pennant because his dad told him, as a long shot, we'll be together once the Angels win the pennant.
When the bad team wins, you asshole. Oh yeah, we're gonna be together when the mass place team wins.
So Roger wishes upon a star or God and prays for that. Allegedly online, there's supposed to be a hidden Mickey here as Roger looks out the window and says that line.
We spotted like 3 that probably weren't.
They probably weren't it. So this is the image where the hidden Mickey lies. If you find it, please let us know down in the comments because I want to see Mickey. This is where goofy ass Neil McDonough, aka Whit Bass, sets up to pitch.
Oh my god!
This is where we knew Neil McDonough from, and I don't remember if after that he was really known for comedies. He was really like a serious, and he played a bad guy in a lot of stuff. He's popping off lately, but we know him from the goofy pitcher who's setting 4 times before he throws the pitch and his goofy reactions. So it's cool to see where these actors came from. This is also where we get the Jose, can you see bit with the Mexicans?
Jose, can't you see?
Wait a second.
The first word is Jose? I thought it was...
Jose, we know.
Wow! It's about a Spanish guy. Oh, Jose, can you...
I don't believe it, man.
It's so easy.
This is where the first Angel appears carrying baby McConaughey across the field to catch the ball. Angels are helping the team out, but only Roger can see them. This is where Christopher Lloyd, the head angel Al, pops in.
CGI, pretty good.
Really, really good for a 1994 movie of them carrying him. It looked angelic. I had no problem. Even when he was in the bubble,
Yeah,
it looked pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it looked better than Homeboy and Thor. Leslie Nielsen was actually the first choice for Al, but he was actually busy making Naked Gun 33. So when Tony Danza signed on, he actually convinced Christopher Lloyd to take the part because both Danza and Lloyd were part of the Taxi show from 1978. So with help of the Angels, once again, the fatty hits a home run. This is where they get the winning ticket to meet the manager, and he tells the manager that there were actually angels in the outfield.
Dum, dum.
But for a movie called Angels in the Outfield, is wild how it doesn't feel super crazy religious. After the game, he asks Maggie if she believes in angels, and her response was like super chill and super subtle, gives a realistic explanations about angels, saying like, well, there's stuff we don't understand and can't explain, and you know, instead of being like, if you don't pray to them every night, may God strike you down where you stand, like that kind of stuff. Very preachy.
In your throat type thing. Right?
Yeah, like this is how you do subtlety in its religion and it's all this other stuff.
Because even later on, she does a little speech that includes religion.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really that
Preachy.
right.
So the skip goes back and confirms with both young McConaughey and Fatty what they went through, and their experiences kind of come off suspicious. So this is another scene where the announcer's checking out the Mijas, because now that the Angels won, there's Mijas in the outfield now. Skip actually goes and brings Roger to the game to use him as good luck charm. Of course, PJ is with him because that's his compilla as well. This is where we see a fresh face, Adrian Brody, swinging the bat around, and he yells at him.
Sit down!
Hilarious to me. And after Homeboy sits on the nachos, I think we see a little Shohei betting on the game right there. I'm not sure we can believe him. But then he sees a angel rubbing on Brody's shoulders, and he convinces him to put him in the game. This is where he hits an inside the park home run. I remember loving this part as a child, just the song.
I remember laughing my ass off
Yeah.
when I was a little kid. I think it's the song more than anything.
Yeah, walking it down.
It actually fits perfectly, that song, with what's happening with all the ball. Everybody's going crazy.
Hitting the guy in the werewolf.
Yeah,
going on
classic hitting him in the
You
balls.
have to hit him in the balls.
Mm-hmm.
And they win the game
With that.
with that. Roger sees an angel on Tony Danza. So now, after yelling at his face, he has to put him in the game, take him off injury reserve. Y todo el pedo. What's interesting is in the movie, it said that he's a washed up pitcher and he hasn't played due to a shoulder injury. Well, in the TV show that Tony Danza is mostly known for, Who's the Boss, his character Tony Maselli ironically was a retired Major League Baseball player who was forced to retire due to his shoulder injury.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which is better than what happens to Mel Clark, apparently, but we'll get to that later. But he comes through, and it's a miracle. He pitches a fantastic game, and as a reward, the kids get to play baseball with the neighborhood kids, which adds a nice break to the movie, because it can't just be baseball, baseball, baseball. It is baseball, but it's like another cute moment with the kids.
Go, Marvin! Run home!
Run home,
Run home!
run home, run home. Run home, run home.
This is where we get the run home Marvin scene, which is cute as shit now.
I'm in the movie, the little big
Then Anton comes out to play and hits the
I
ball.
hit the ball really hard.
This sets off a winning montage where they end up in first place. And we fast forward to the court date where the dickhead Papa is giving up Roger
Asshole.
to the state. And because Roger didn't show up to this very important game, they lost. And we cut to JP crying. That was funny, man. Shout outs to JP.
Yeah, that's the typical like whiny kid crying. Just like, yeah.
The announcer overhears JP say something about angels, and he goes over there very sneakily with his bastard face and gets the tea from JP. The skip is spending so much time with the kids, he starts to hang out with them and starts to develop a relationship with them.
Look, it's God's thumbnail.
But the asshole announcer with the chin goes back and writes a paper about there's angels in the outfield, and the owner of the team gets wind of it and asks the skipper to explain what the hell's going on. and he's told about the Angels and he doesn't like it and tells him he's got 24 hours to put out a presser to denounce the Angels.
So they want to fire the skipper
because of it.
Because of how it sounds so ridiculous. So.
And the dickhead announcer starts asking questions. This is where Maggie stands up for them and claps back with a religious speech.
It's just subtle, makes sense.
Easy, fast, we're in and we're out. And then the players stand up for Knox. I think this whole thing was kind of goofy now. Like if someone comes out today and like we're winning because there's Angels in the outfield, we'll be like, oh, okay, wait.
Right, yeah.
That's why Maggie's speech works so well, because she's like, if a player takes a knee and thanks God, nobody cares.
Right, or they do the sign.
Yeah.
Then nobody says anything.
Why did they have to put a presser? Why did the owner care? Because then at the end is like, well, if he's on our team, who cares? Well, you should have thought that from the beginning. Like, I don't know what the original
maybe it just
was.
It sounded ridiculous that they're actual.
But in sports,
Angels.
if it's winning, who cares? Remember in Major League, homeboy's like praying to Santeria and shit, and he doesn't throw the bat, and he prays to, what was it, Nambutu or some shit?
He's praying for the curveball, man.
Yeah, he can't hit the curveball. So who cares? But we're in the championship game for the pennant. I don't understand why it's never the World Series. It's always the pennant.
I know, huh?
It's all in all the sports.
Major League was
it's pennant. But it doesn't matter anyway, because the Angels can't help in the championships games, because now it's cheating. We've been cheating the whole time, but now you have to win on your own, man.
Good luck.
There's rules to the cheating.
Well, there was rules before, right? Like only
don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. He told to two people.
You already cheated. But he does show up to tell us that, and to tell us that damn Tony Danza finna die.
He did say it in a way that it won't traumatize you, because when I was a kid, we
didn't catch it.
Yeah,
throughout the whole movie, coughing and doing all this stuff. Yeah, he's been smoking for years. Up, man.
That first time when I saw it a year ago, I was like, huh? Like, I don't remember that. And I was like, oh damn! Like
they're telling us,
yeah,
homie finna die. Well then, what kind of psycho is Roger? Where they tell you that guy's gonna die,
give him the last pitch,
and he's like, they don't play baseball. Yeah. You don't tell him, hey, quit smoking.
Well, he's not supposed to know.
But you're all traumatized.
And they don't know. He doesn't know him like that. Like,
you've been watching these players the whole time. You're going to be like,
never really
go back to the game.
They met him once. I didn't see it that way. But yeah, you let him pitch the last game because he's going to die. So
let him pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have thought of a different way to have Al show up. Don't kill damn Tony Danza, man. He's not even that old.
In the movie, he looked busted.
He looked old.
He's supposed to look busted, so they did a good job there.
They keep him in the whole game. There's always the scariest guy at the plate for all these baseball movies.
And they always look the same.
They basically look like Rhino. But they give this guy a giant scar in his face.
Fucking spit. Oh, Jesus. Tony Danza's spit is like a normal white spit. The other guy is tobacco, a little bit of vomit. Like,
no.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of...
Yeah, and it's a lot.
It was actually black licorice what he ended up spitting.
Oh, okay.
And the person playing Kit, Hit or Die Casey, was Carney Lansford, who actually was a baseball player in real life, who did actually play for the California Angels for 2 years. But I like that they build up the whole inning. They don't just teleport us to the end of the inning. He's all tired. He says himself he doesn't have nothing left. Knox goes out and talks to Clark and tells him,
you got an angel with you, my guy.
He actually lies to him. And the angel told him he's got one more strike left. And he turns around and Roger's doing the angel sign.
He's flapping his arms up and down. Then everybody starts doing it. That was kind of cheesy. I'm calling cheese on that one.
Well,
makes no sense.
Well, does it? It's kind of like a wave thing. It does make no sense because they don't know what the hell
right. It doesn't know what that means.
They don't know what the skipper said.
Right, but they don't know what that means.
But it came out the papers that there was angels in the outfield.
Ah, yeah.
And the team started doing it, and you see the team doing it. Yeah. So it looked cool, cheesy as hell.
Cheesy.
But actually, in the owner's box, you can see former A's and Cardinals player and manager Tony La Russa and his family are actually in the.
Is that who it was?
Owner box, yeah. The whole stadium and Glover going to go to hell because they lied. Mm-hmm. There was no damn angel there. But Tony Danza makes the play on his very own, and the celebration begins.
The angel himself makes the play. No sound, no nothing. We're going to see what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And like he throws that fastball dog, like that's a nice one.
Glover comes clean and tells him, yeah, there was no angel. You did it all along. And they start, hey. They celebrate and they head back home. They find a permanent home for him as he gets adopted. JP gets adopted too, and it's revealed that it was done by Danny Glover. And the prayer comes true. They win the pennant, and he gets his family.
And then you cry for a little bit. Looking back at it now, it hits different because, you know, the trauma, you know, all the...
I'm traumatized now that Dan's gonna die.
Yeah.
The hell, man. I feel like that was extra.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Why? They just randomly decided to kill 20 Dan's, Doc.
I'm trying to think why.
Because he was smoking. That's the reason why he died.
Smoking is bad.
You see,
you're gonna die.
The message of the movie, be good boy, because we're watching it. No smoking never.
Right. Oh, yes.
But does that mean that he died in the celebration?
No. Well, yeah.
And crashed and died?
Well, he didn't say I'm picking him up in 10 minutes or whatever.
Then why are you checking him out now? Is it a day? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 2 years?
You don't know?
Does he know?
Hubiera estado perro if he like dies when he throws a pitch.
He dies for the ball?
Yeah.
And he's dead on the field?
He catches it, but he died. And then he's like, oh shit.
They have to kill somebody, wait. Just leave me alone, Denny. Gotta kill the daddy.
Gotta kill somebody.
But I actually love this movie. I'm actually really, 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 truly blinded by the nostalgia. So much so that I didn't even know that they killed Tony Danza. So it's hard for me to get past that to see if it's actually a good movie or not. Rhino had the ability to say it's actually a goofy, cheesy movie. So let me know your thoughts on Angels in the Outfield, of course, down below. And after you do that, check on the video of the other best baseball movie ever of all the times, Sandlot. Thanks for watching. Remember to always and forever, you do you.
Bye.
You ready?
Yeah, well, I'm reading the thing.
No, reading the thing.